up? Danica, Jocko, Leonardo, Casper, Jocko again, Ellis. FTC not the best today. We'll check it out right now. You guys know we're doing the account flip today. CFD spreads for DAX FTC are large. Are these futures props that can trade these futures? Yeah, there are some future prop firms. All that I know of right now is Apex. I think Alpha. I'm not too sure though, but I know Apex for sure. Apex. You guys know how Apex is as far as like rules and regulations. So Apex is a little bit tricky. Again, you guys know we're doing the account flip. Adara, what's up? But again, you guys know how Sunday into Monday is. I'm not necessarily going to jump into anything right off the bat, especially if nothing's looking too good. So we'll kind of go over things and see how everything's looking. Let me throw these in. But again, we'll see. We'll see how account flip goes. You guys know when it comes to account flipping that it is a little bit more risky. Again, if we get hit with like a 3-4 trade losing streak, which that has not happened at all this year, that's really what could hurt us in this account flip. But of course, the way we've been trading, the way we've been killing it, I don't plan on it happening. So we'll see what we can run these numbers up to. Again, we're starting at 500. And we'll see. We'll see. Again, we're not going to rush into anything today. You guys already know Sunday into Monday as well as Thursday into Friday are some of our most losing days. Therefore, we take a little bit slower, but that doesn't mean we're not going to shoot. First thing first on the daily, we do have a top wick. That's fine. We're now making that bottom wick. We have some pretty chopped price, but overall, I think price could remain bullish here. Again, looking at the 4 hour, we're still overall bullish as well. Again, this candle, okay, we're going to the new week. We got to be careful. But I think price could move higher here, potentially, even if it's short term on DAX. I mean, UK 100. We've already come up, fill in this gap. We swept lows, manipulated lows. If we were to see a break of this high here, I'm shooting. Potentially. And the reason I say potentially is because it has to really be worth it. Meaning I have to have a little bit more conviction that price is to run possibly higher, which could be Friday's high, running Friday's highs, liquidity, or last week's high. Again, we can run lows, so that could be a thing. But I think if price were to break these highs, we'd see enough volume to push into Asia highs, move to break even, and let price do its thing from there. Again, we'd hold for that 101, maybe even longer. With the account flip, I was going to talk to you guys about it. So with the account flip, it's a lot harder with 101s, truly. If you've tried to account flip before, you may know that. If not, it's harder with 101s. So the goal is to catch runners these next 1 to 2 weeks, meaning on certain trades, not all trades, on certain trades where we have correlation to run further, meaning like, let's say this is the 4 hour leg, right? And we're dealing with the 5 minute chop through in here. And if we catch buys, I would potentially be more willing to hold on these trades because I know price should realistically come deeper or at least further into premium pricing to facilitate a pullback so we can, in theory, hold longer. But in some cases, we're not going to be able to hold longer and it just makes sense. Just hold to that 101. Like in this case right here. Again, if price does end up breaking pre-London Open, we're not going to take it. We'll see what happens. Again, price could end up sweeping these highs and then coming back down. I definitely could see that happening. Again, maybe we could see a run at these lows and we could take sells. But I like buys a little bit more as far as looking for liquidity, or at least having liquidity to target, which again, you guys know, not just shooting randomly here. We got to have a bias. We got to have something to target. We got to have something that's giving us a little bit more of an edge, right? I took a Jared though. DAX. All right, DAX is looking good for sells though. So that's but again, we say that they tend to move together. But they don't always have to. We see it multiple times, a lot of times actually. They don't always move together. But going into DAX, you can see we don't have a bottom wick. You guys already know what happens, at least majority of the time, is if there's no bottom wick or top wick, price tends to come back down to make that, right? So we could see that happen going down to lower time frames. We also have this gap to fill in, right? I assume the 1 hour is the same thing. We've not too much more to go. Price definitely is like we're sitting within this bearish leg definitely, but we started to facilitate this pullback to possibly push lower down, and we could end up doing that now. Again, it really just comes down to lower time frame price. It would be like a break of this area here. And again, if it happens pre-open, we're going to leave it. We do have liquidity seen down here to target. Again, we're looking at an opposite bias, which I don't like off the bat. I don't like the fact that we're looking at an opposite bias from UK 100 and DAX. I like seeing the same bias usually. So that could be a cause for me not necessarily jumping to the markets too fast this week. Again, we're on a win streak. They haven't lost this month or last week. So there's no reason for me to hop into a trade. But again, I'm going to shoot if there's something. Gonna shoot. But we'll see. We'll see. I just don't like how it's opposite. See, DAX looks good for sales. True. What's up, Ahmad? What's up? What's up? What's up? But UK 100 is looking good for buys, but I'm not saying it can't sell off. I mean, if within the next 8 minutes, if price magically came up here, swept these highs, and then started coming back down, that would just give me more confidence for DAX. But then we also have Tokyo High sitting up here as well too. So price, even though it looks good for possible sells, price could react in a bullish manner at open. Again, open can do what it wants, and that could give us a little bit more or another confluence to take UK 100 if we get that break. Right, but again, the break even point, I mean, you could realistically run stops here. The one thing is it really comes down to this next closing candle, as well as London Open. We don't know what London Open's going to do, but I could be comfortable holding stops here. And then again, our break even point, you guys know, would be here. At this high. What about NQ? I'll check it right now. Baby girl is crazy. What the fuck? Yo, Smiley. What's up? Miley, is that my cousin? I doubt it. I doubt it. Let's check. Let's peep this for you. Okay, but let me tell you this. What is it? Bravo. I tell everybody when I look at NQ right now, if you traded during New York, I'm not saying right now does not matter. I was about to say that. But it really comes down to what London session is going to do. Obviously, if you're trading during London, yes, right now you would need your bias for now. But going into New York, you really need to see what London does, because one, I think price could come down and manipulate either Tokyo lows or manipulate highs. It's going to do either one. At this point, it does look pretty bearish. We're probably going to manipulate lows during London. We could see chop. We could continue to sell off, but I'm expecting we see chop, and then the range that we make during London is what you would play during New York. Okay, especially if you're playing how I'm playing UK 100 and DAX, you're really just looking for previous session highs and lows, previous day highs and lows, and you're looking to target those areas. Same thing with NAS. It depends on time frame. Or like, not time frame, session, sorry. But we'll see. We still have 5 minutes. Again, let's see. Actually, before I say that, yeah, price has pulled into an area of discount. So already pulled into the equilibrium, meaning it definitely can run bullish here. So we could see that. If price were to run bullish, yeah, you could definitely enter at the break of these highs, definitely. But my thing is, look how close Asia is. Again, we could see price just sweep those highs and drop. We've seen it before, right? That's why UK 100 is break even at that point. Okay, 1 second. Let's see what happens. Chat. Let's see. Hold on. Do you trade breakouts? Technically, yeah. I'll read your thing right now, Forge. Actually, I have time. Now, as an SPR recording assets, you can watch both. One super liquidity and the other sometimes. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I mean, I've looked into it as well, but I don't trade it enough to really like say like I look into it all the time, you know. But I do agree with you. Should I think you Hunter Michael bullish? I'm thinking we'll see, guys. We'll see. Again, we're playing with tighter stops. We could play bigger stops, but that just means we'd have to run for a bigger TP, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's not a problem. But if price breaks pre, we're not entering. What's up, Cypher? I'm not entering pre-market, guys. Keep that in mind. And I may run bigger stop losses just to play it safe. Oh yeah, I don't like how it's buying pre. Wanted to react a little bit, come back down, chill. That's what I want. Might have stops there. We'll see how open reacts. I think price is gonna buy. I'm buying. I entered. Fuck it, I entered, guys. If we get fucked, that's my fault. But I'm willing to shoot. Stops are here. Stops are close. I entered pre. That could be our downfall, but I like this. I like this a lot. Again, I'm shooting here, guys. I'm shooting. I'm willing to shoot. We're shooting. Already at break even. I'm already in, guys. Oh, fuck, I did not risk big at all, but that's fine. Guys, I'm in and I'm out. I'm out. I'm out, chat. GG's. I made horrible. I risked so little. Wow, I risked so little, guys. I'm out though. In and out. And the reason I'm in and out, guys, is because I told you Tokyo Highs is gonna have a major reaction. I'm not in this one. I mean, we won. We won. But kind of mad I didn't get in on my funded account. I got it on the account flip account. But if I'm be honest with you, I only made $12 on that account. And I'm kind of mad because I thought I was full risking and I guess I wasn't. Full risk should have been, I was going to risk 100. Because again, I don't want to go too hard into it, but at the same time, what the fuck is $12? What the fuck? But again, it's fine. We're dealing with small numbers. Again, we're still building it. Still caught a W. I hope you guys caught it. I know it entered a little bit pre-market. And I'm not necessarily going to say that was breaking my rules. I know I'm a little bit against it. But when I had a super, super strong bias, didn't want, I made profits. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah. You didn't enter, that's fine, Jocko. Again, you guys didn't have to enter. The reason I did enter pre-market, and I usually frown against it, was just because price was reacting super bullish, and I knew price should at least run into Asia highs. And again, we could run even more, and you can still be in this trade, and we could have ran it up. But I told you, some trades, depending on the confluences on the higher time frames, will hold. I have no problem with that. This in and out, yes, I under risk. Honestly, kind of pressed because we should have at least made 20% of our account right now. I'm serious. Like, that was my 10 to 20%, but it's fine. We'll come in tomorrow. At least we're on a win streak still. Hope you guys caught it. I know Jocko didn't enter. That's fine. If you guys are just kind of new and you didn't want to enter, that's fine. Come back tomorrow again. We're going to win. Today's slower. Again, we still won, granted, but I wish we would have made a little bit more. But that's fine. Again, this is part of the account flip. You guys are going through it with me. And again, this is how we're going to break it down. I know under risk, we're going to go into, at least we didn't over risk, because we could have over risked and we could have lost. And we could have lost $200. And then that's why account flips suck dick. quite literally, because stuff like that can happen. But I can't be mad. At the end of the day, we still made a couple percent of that account, which in theory is not bad, if you think about it in big terms, right? But with me just focusing on this account, I didn't really get in on any others, which is, I guess I'm fine with it, just because in some cases you can set a limit. In this case, it was really just down to the enter decision. I mean, price within the first minute of funded hit TP. It did. And now we're flipping. What we could be doing is just coming down to fill this gap and then come higher. But I told you guys earlier, price a lot of times would just take liquidity and go the opposite direction. Right? We could see that. And again, if price does end up disrespecting this gap and coming further down, you could actually catch sells. I wouldn't be opposed to jumping in. I'm not going to jump in personally, but you definitely could hop into sells at this point if price were to totally disrespect this area. But if price does respect this area, you could potentially re-enter buys as price looks to possibly push back up. DAX in the other case did open bullish as well, but we're sweeping these highs, which is a major point of liquidity. I think price is bound to push a little bit higher into Tokyo highs, but I really think we're going to get a strong reaction like we did on UK 100. But again, price could push higher here. We could see. If I would have held here, I would have been out of break even. Yes, it's not bad. It's break even. It is what it is. But at least we're still able to catch that win on the day. And I hope you guys did too. Another W day. Can't be mad at that on a win streak still. Still haven't lost this month. So you guys, 8 likes. Come on. Like it up, please. You guys got it. Give me a like. We're going to run up this account though, guys. Again, the only way it can go bad is if I accidentally over risk, which I doubt that. I'd rather under risk. And in most cases, I'm probably more likely going to under risk and over risk, which could hurt me too. But unless we go on like a 3, 4, 5 losing streak, then that's where account flips can go get bad. Of course, if you're on a regular account, you'd be fine. But, but I mean, I don't even know what to do. Like, I probably shouldn't end stream. That's the thing, is like, I can just end stream right now. London session started. Come on. It literally, like, I got in on that first entry candle. I got in a little bit pre-market because I knew price was going to push up there. And I had super strong confidence and conviction that price was going to go into at least that area of liquidity, which again, if you guys don't know, session highs are probably one of the most, or the strongest forms of liquidity. Again, you have to imagine, again, everything's liquidity. Don't get me wrong, but again, people are entering a lot at these areas. A session opens, and you can clearly see where price stuttered, came up in reverse and completely slowed off. You have to imagine a bunch of people have their orders sitting here and their stops sitting here. So where's price going to go? It's going to go to seek that liquidity. I mean, it's as simple as that. Even on other sessions, you guys can do this on New York time frame with NASDAQ potentially. Again, I don't look at it too much and it may be a little bit different, but it's the same concepts. The broker that I'm using is the one at the top of the link. If you guys want to trade with me, I'm trading on MT5, trading 1,000 leverage with a $500 account right now. During the account flip, if you guys want to join me, my broker that I'm using is at the top. Again, you can use MT5. I don't know if they have, I think it's Trade Locker now, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. I still am able to use MT5 because I already had an account. I think you still use MT5. Go check it out. But 1,000 leverage, beautiful. That's why I wanted to do account flip again, because you guys didn't know. I had tried an account flip before, but how it went was our first trade happened to be a loss. And because leverage was only 1 to 500 and I had a way smaller account on indices, my margin wasn't big enough to enter the same position on the next trade, and my next trade was a win. So in theory I should have been at break even, but I was still down. And then I realized that, yeah, like, you know, like account flips, maybe put some more money in, took it out, ended that, and then they came out a 1 in 1,000 leverage. I'm like, fuck it, let's run it up. 1 in 1,000 leverage, why not? Why not fuck around? It's fun. At the end of the day, it's content. It's cool. Easy 4K on the challenge account. Nicks. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Rice Ninja. You caught that? I love that. I'm glad that you're on go, ready to shoot. And again, this is why I tell you guys all the time. Shoot. Like, okay, no. I don't tell you guys that all the time. Let me take that back. No, Cartoony. Oh my God, he's here. So what I was going to say is I support all the time, and you guys know this, coming in here with your own system. And if not your own system, at least have an idea of what I'm doing going into the markets, because if I'm shooting last second, you need to be able to shoot too. And in this case, I did make a last second decision that I usually don't have to make. But this is why I say you need to have your own plan, because you may have been able to catch the same trade as I did, but there's times where price will shoot up in a second. I'm able to enter, and that second delay on stream could screw you over, could cause you to have a bad entry or to not even be able to enter, whatever it may be. That's why I say come in here with your own plan. I'm your second set of eyes. I'm your second set of analysis. That's all I am. If we're taking the same trade, perfect. Majority of the time, we're going to make money together. I love that. If we have different bias, a different analysis, don't be afraid to shoot on yours, because I'm not always right. That's trading. I'm not always right. But again, like, beautiful, Rice Ninja. I'm glad you're able to catch that. And again, a lot of the people like Jocko, if you guys don't know Jocko is making a lot of money right now. And yes, he comes in here and he trades with me, but he's still taking his own trades. A lot of times we have the same bias because we know what we're looking at. And perfect, we're gonna make money together. But a lot of times he's coming here with his own plan, his own system, and I'm just a second set of eyes, and I'm a second opinion, second analysis. Beautiful. We're gonna trade together. Let's kill it. You know? Cartoony. Caught that on Dax. Fire, Rice Ninja. Nice trade, buddy. Who you calling buddy, Cartoony? We fucking got a problem with you. I'm in sells now. Hell yeah. Again, sells could be fire, but again, still be aware of the fact that price is still bullish. It is still bullish. And again, you really, depending on sells, if you were to further get in or enter more positions, or at least what you would want to see from here on out if you're in sells right now, because again, this is a beautiful liquidity sweep. Price could be bound to run lower into other forms of liquidity. Like, again, we still have these areas down here, which everything's liquidity, so it could potentially target that. I would want to see price now break these lows. I'd really want to see that. Top songs. What is all this fruity shit, dude? This is why I get called fucking sus and fruity and this and that, bro. Dude, crazy. Nah, I got a story. Nah, I don't even want to tell that story. Nah, I went to Beverly Hills today and like never again. Actually, it was kind of cool, but like, nah. San Diego's the way. I caught the same buy, but on US 30 fire. Caught the NQ breakout. Hell yeah. So Relaxio, tell me, do you like trading NQ during this time? Like, is it actually like really good? Tell the story, bro. Tell the story. Fuck, maybe. You're a father of fruity. Fuck you. Top songs you got hit on. Did Rice Ninja? How'd you know? Okay, Rice Ninja. How'd you call it? That's crazy. Nah, but it wasn't, dude. Pissed me off. So like, I was like chilling, waiting for Luca in Beverly Hills. Luca had a podcast, right? Well, actually, no, you didn't have a podcast. I'm sorry. No, you didn't. So we were just chilling. And I was waiting for him. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to this nice little spot. It's like cool little Aussie spot right on Sunset Boulevard, I think it is, in Hollywood. Like seats fire. Go in there. Dude, you know, you can tell he likes guys, whatever, you know, like I don't judge, like whatever. But then like bro just like keeps looking at me, and like I'm like, yeah, like yes. Like, give me a, you know, and then like he gives me my bowl and he's like he looks at me, he's like, yeah, you enjoy that. And I'm like, no. I like just the way he said it, the way everything. I was like, yeah, let me get out. Let me get out of Hollywood. Let me go back to SD. Let me get out of here. I'm like, this is like Top Song's cartoony territory. Yeah, Ashley. I was like, no. I was like, no, get me out of here. And then that gay guy, like, oh, that happy guy, ended up like arguing with. It was yeah. Nicholas pulls all the guys is crazy, bro. Don't ever say that shit again. Fuck no. Too late, already spilled the beans. We had kids at Top Songs is crazy. Bro, I was getting hit on by a whole bunch of ditties. Dude, it was not okay, bro. I had to get a... Not going back over there, bro. That's not my spot. Bro needs to be nerfed. Dude, it's girls and guys at this point. I need to wear a hoodie. You got earwax from them Timu ass earbuds. Fuck you, cartoony. No, honestly, you guys, I don't like big headphones. Like, I know I have these Logitech ones right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but I like these earbuds better. Got them from Razer. They don't sell them anymore, sadly, but just earbuds just so much better. And it doesn't hurt your fucking head. You ever go to TP2? Let's talk about that, Cassandra. So what I was saying earlier is when it comes to like me holding longer, because in this case, I was in and out. Easy 101. When it comes to holding longer, it really is going to come down to higher time frames. So meaning if we're looking to facilitate a pullback on a higher time frame, meaning let's say this is our 4-hour leg, right? We're bearish within the 4-hour. Price on the 5-minute is chopping within here. If we can expect price to facilitate a pullback within this leg into some area of premium pricing, okay, I'll hold longer, maybe TP2, TP3. Why? Because I have a supported bias on the higher time frame. But let's say price had already come into this area and we're now chopping around within here. And let's say buys are still viable, right? Because let's say we have Asia highs sitting up here. I would still be willing to take buys, but I'm quick in and out. Why? Because I know that the higher time frame is overall bearish, and I know that the higher time frame can be now that it has taken more liquidity from Asia highs, could now sell off. It doesn't have to, right? It comes down also the weekly time frame, daily time frame. It all comes down. Multi-time frame analysis is key, but again, when it comes to holding TP2, TP3, it's really going to come down to our higher time frame analysis. And a lot of times we do see those opportunities. We do. Like if I were to scroll back on DAX, let's scroll back on DAX. Let's see if we can find an opportunity like here. So this opportunity here, if we go to the higher time frames, we were expecting a pullback, right? If we go to the 4-hour, we still needed the price to facilitate a pullback before it hit equilibrium. So in this case, once price did hit our 101, we could have moved to break even and held. Why? Because we could expect price to push down a little bit further to facilitate the overall higher time frame pullback. Makes sense, right? So in this case, we could have held and possibly caught the 1 to 5, maybe not the whole thing. We would have, appropriately managed it, but potentially. You can tell he likes guys, follows what I don't judge. LO, you judge him by assuming he likes guys without knowing. Hello, people can't say they don't judge. We all do. He got me. I was gonna try to come back with something, bro, but there's really nothing to come back from. Top songs. crazy, man. Yeah, but like, look, I mean, sometimes there's those signs, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, imagine Cartoony in person. Imagine how Cartoony will talk. You get what I'm saying? You would be able to tell. You know. Yo, chat. Why my trading view not working? Crazy. I wonder why. Why isn't it working? Is it not? Let's see what price continues to do. Sells are looking good. Whoever's in sells again. If you just joined up, we did catch buys. Hopefully you caught him with it. Lamo. What's your Instagram? I just want to see how a girl trader looks. Hey, if you didn't know, Cassandra, top songs taught me, bro. Top songs, he's breaded. Bro, let me use his Rari last week. Crazy. Appreciate bro for that always. He said anytime too. I don't know who Cartoony is. I would never heard of it. Yak, I'm just trolling Cartoony. Yeah, I'm invited Nicks to my mansion party. Yeah, he's related to Diddy. Yeah, pretty famous. If you didn't know, if you don't know who that is, look him up. That's that Top Son's uncle. That's the mansion party he's talking about. They get lit, I heard. Free Diddy. That's crazy. What is this chat turning into, man? Related to Diddy. Whoever's in, said who was in cells. Come back. Who was in cells? Keon lit. What's up, Keon? Who was in cells? Because again, if you're in cells, fire, it's looking good. Again, we took that liquidity. We definitely could push down. Same thing on DAX. If you did catch buys here, which you could have, but my one thing with DAX was your stops would have, if you would have been playing it smart, they should have been at this low. Why? Because we still have all these gaps that were sitting within this leg that price definitely could have came back down into during London Open and wicked, or even after it broke, obviously. But right now you'd be sitting at about half an RR, which again, you'd want at least a full RR. Price isn't necessarily promised to move that far. That's why I wasn't comfortable entering that. And again, we just took these quick 101s. Next trade New York later. Honestly, I might. You know, I was thinking, because I think, is Luca going live tomorrow? I don't know if Luca's going live. If Luca's not going live, maybe I'll hop on and fuck around. Why DAX, not NAS? Is it about volatility? A lot of it comes down to time. Let me answer Yak first. Yak, I've been trading for about 4 to 5 years. Slime, it really, a lot of it just came down to, if I'm being 100% honestly, perfect timing. I just started to look at London. Luca moved to San Diego, or no, he was in Miami. So he started trading New York. So we were like, okay, I want to, you know, like, let's start streaming together. Let's work out a time. Perfect. London, start trading. And I just saw UK 100 DAX. And honestly, like, if you guys have been here with me for the past couple weeks, I mean, for the past couple months, to be honest now, this shit moves beautifully. Like, and I'm not even trying to, like, you know, like, overhype it, but compared to New York session, NASDAQ New York session, at least, uncomparable in my eyes. But again, I'm not looking at NASDAQ that much to really, like, fully, like, say it's shit, because I know so many people who make a shit ton of money with it. So obviously I can't talk. Guys, sales look good. Who was in sales? Come back. Tell me who was in sales. But like I was saying, like, yes, maybe I go trade NAS. I don't know about trading NAS now, because again, I've never looked at NAS right now. I don't know how NAS moves right now. Maybe if it was good enough, like, I could see myself shooting over to it. But if this is working, I'm going to stick here, you know? It is. It really is. I mean, you guys know. So I didn't know Luca had a girlfriend. He does. I thought he was mine. Top songs. You got to bring that shit up with him. Honestly, you got to really press him on that. Press him on that shit. London session gave me less anxiety and a little more confidence. Rice Ninja? Yeah. I personally wouldn't say for me it's about the confidence. Actually, it is about the confidence in the sense that I like how London, or at least UK 100 and DAX moves compared to NASDAQ, to where I would just feel more comfortable taking this type of setup at this time on these pairs rather than NASDAQ or US 30. Does that make sense? No, now this is not consolidating, but I'm just curious, bro. Oh, no. Like, 100% get you. Like, I know you're curious. Again, sales are good, guys. If you guys want to hop in sales, by all means, shoot. I'm already done for the day. We already won. But if you wanted to shoot, again, stops at this point would probably want to be at this high at least, but you definitely could run down to these lows, move to break even, and see if price continues to sell. Again, if you did enter sales right at this sweep, and some people do at this sweep and at the break of a candle, I actually used to do that. You're already running in profits, pretty solid. Sales are looking good. Again, guys, I'm telling you, that's why we go for those quick 101s in some cases, or at least in most cases, I'd say, because price is never promised to run higher. And if we can just catch these quick moves and take the signs and really play what the market's giving us, rather than hoping for price to shoot for that 1 to 3, and yes, sometimes it's going to happen, but majority of times it doesn't. And that's where I tell my students in the mentorship that I teach with Luca, I tell them all the time, like, sometimes a winning trade in the beginning especially can be worse than a losing trade to some people. And the reason I say that is because if you're not strict, if you're not disciplined, if you don't have a system that you're following, let's say you take a trade, let's say we did hold, right? Let's say, and we'll just use this example. Let's say we were going to look to take buys at this area. Let's say we did hold, but it wasn't a good setup. Why? Because price had already come into an area of premium pricing. We know that price definitely could have sold off, blah, 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 blah. Let's say price, we buy. We should take out at these highs, but we don't, we hold. Let's say price does end up going up, right? Beautiful. I'm not going to be mad. Why? Or let's say the average person's not going to be mad. Why? Because they made money. They made more money than what they expected to. But they went against their plan. The win that happened was a lucky trade. This isn't going to happen all the time. But guess what? It's going to make them think it's going to happen all the time. So guess what they're going to do all the time now? Next time around, it's going to be the same situation. Price is going to be showing signs that, okay, yes, buys are looking good, but you probably should move and take out at this very liquid high. Let's say that. Let's say, oh, but last time it went higher, so I'm gonna hold higher. But guess what? Price takes that high, comes down, and guess what? You lose. Same thing happens again and again and again. And again, what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes a winning trade that's not part of your system or not part of your plan can really hurt you in the end, because it's going to make you think and give you false confidence in something that really doesn't work. So you really got to be careful with that too. And this is why trading is so hard, is because there's so many little aspects that come into it, even like this. Because I bet you majority of you, if not half of you to 75% of you, probably did not even think about this, that a winning trade could realistically be worse than a losing trade. Because you were thinking, I won, what the fuck? How is that worse? It can be. It can't. A lot of times it is. And that's where a lot of students struggle. And I mean, that's where mentorships do help. I mean, every student that's come in, I've taught them that. And again, they all didn't know that. They all didn't think it like that. And again, once you kind of shift that mindset, have that new perspective on trading, you can now start doing different things and start trading accordingly to make sure that you're not making these little small mistakes that do add up and do make a difference in your trading. Every little thing in trading makes up who you are as a trader at the end of the day. All right, my little rant clip. You'll see that on Instagram in about a couple days. Nah, it's crazy. Tell him tomorrow for me. Nah, I will for you. Nah, now it's consolidated. Oh, I read that. Is there wood under the desk? Fuck you. And let it is more consistent. I agree, bro. I think it would hit per session low. Possibly. Let's go back over here. What am I doing? I think it could definitely run down and hit this session low. I definitely think so. Because that's our next liquid point. And with price reacting this bearish after sweeping this liquidity, I could say and I could infer that price should continue down into some area of liquidity if price were to be looking to flip back bullish. But we could see price run throughout the rest of London session into New York. You guys got to remember, it's a new week. Price is bound to run throughout the entirety of London, throughout the entirety of New York. So again, I think sells are looking good, but if you were to be in sells or are going to get in sells, just be aware that after these areas of liquidity, price could be subject to flipping back in the opposite direction. Right? Especially if we look at higher time frames, we're decently bullish, right? So keep that in mind. Steel beams. How do we get in your program? You can shoot me a DM. I personally have a free Discord. I myself don't have my own mentorship, not yet. I work with Luca, but I will have a mentorship soon. I do have a free Discord, and again, everything I give out right now is just free. I just give out free. Again, the reason I do that is just because I know myself what I would have liked when I was early on to trading, and I'm so very much thankful, so very thankful that I never got caught into any traps like IML or any bullshit like that when it comes to trading. So thankful. And if I could do something in trading, that would be to make sure that people don't fall down that same route that a lot of other people do, and to give back as much as I can. Because again, if you guys can get that much of an advantage just off my free content, beautiful. If you guys then want one-on-one mentorship, okay, then that's something to talk about. But again, a lot of you guys don't understand the value you can get just from free content alone. You don't understand. Like these live streams, the sauce I just dropped within the last 5 to 10 minutes, that's mentorship level fucking knowledge. That's shit that that's stuff that you really could be taking advantage of. I just dropped some sauce on you guys that you guys probably didn't even know. Some of you. Again, thank you, Ashley. But this is my Discord. If you want to go ahead and join up in there, it's free. I do send trade ideas when it comes to Forex. I send like a weekly. Let me just pull it up. Like I send a weekly outlook. I also, like today, I'll also send a trade breakdown of today and all the trades that I have taken. I just started this last week when it comes to indices. I used to do it for Forex, but not all the indices are in there because, again, I just started for indices. Again, weekly chart talks, all that general. You can go in there. There's a bunch of people in there. Again, live trading, I always post that in there. This is where I post my Forex trade ideas. But again, with Forex being so slow, guys, you guys know how it's been. Everything you do is mentorship value, including breathing. You don't even need to say no glaze after that shit, cartoon. You glazed me fucking to the full extent. Massive glazing right there. I considered a timeout right there. I did for a couple seconds. It's to the full extent, Edgar. I appreciate the first comment. Appreciate it. The breathing part, we're gonna have a talk about that one, cartoon. Top songs ain't gonna like that. Ain't gonna like how you coming at me all fruity and shit. I already had too much of that shit in Beverly Hills today. Way too much of that shit in Beverly Hills today. I have to stay out of LA for at least a couple months after that shit. And now I gotta deal with this shit. What strategy do you use? Technically, so for Forex, I'm a supply and demand trader. I use multi-time frame analysis to just gauge an overall bias, and then I enter using supply and demand, and obviously liquidity to find better entry and exit points. That's the easiest way to explain my Forex entries. But when it comes to indices and London session trading, like right now, more of a breakout approach. But it's not just any breakout approach. I'm not just taking a breakout at London Open, whatever it breaks. No. Yes, technically it may look like that, but I like to have, or at least gauge an overall bias of the higher time frames and then the lower time frames, and just look for areas of liquidity that I can at least infer price should run into. Like again, Asia highs. It's a previous session. It's a high, has a lot of liquidity behind it. I know that price, if it were to react in a bullish manner at the open, and it were to break out of this area of resistance, it should, in theory, come into this area, take that liquidity. So I entered at this area, shot for buys. All I'm looking for is a quick 1-to-1. As soon as we swept this area, I'm still playing it smart because I know price did not have to come to my full 1-to-1. In this case, it did. Last week, you guys, or this actually, the last trade we took Thursday into Friday, we missed TP by 2-3 points. And it came down, took us out of break even. That's why we managed our trade accordingly. At this very strong liquidity point, I moved to break even, but at that point, price already ran my TP and took us out. And again, I can go back to over here, and it's the same concept. Breakouts. This was actually the trade I was talking about. So this trade is the one we took last week. We took this breakout at the open. It was looking beautiful. We had Asia highs a target, a lot of liquidity, but these were also very strong liquidity points. So once price swept this, I moved to break even. Thankfully, I did because the price then reversed. But that does not happen all the time. You can come back and see where we just 1-1-1. Same thing here. Price had this area of support. If price were to open bearish at the open, I can infer price should come down into this Asia low to take this liquidity. What do? We entered at the break of this area. Price came down, took this liquidity, did have a reaction back to the upside, but eventually did sell off a little bit more. And again, I can just go back, and it's the same thing. We've just been winning, guys. Same thing, same idea. We already took Asia highs here. We're taking more liquidity as we come down, which is just giving us more confluences. We have area support. We have yesterday's low sitting here. In this case, we don't have Asia session low, but that's fine because we look for other areas of liquidity, or at least strong liquidity, previous day highs and lows. And in this case, we just target that. We sell at the break. Why? Because if we see a break at the open where we know there's going to be a lot of volume, we can infer price should run for about a 1-to-1, if not more, if the higher time frame supports that. Makes sense. Why'd I sell last Sunday? What do you mean last Sunday? I don't know what you mean. But again, guys, I think that's it. It's been 30 minutes into stream. You guys are awesome. Run up the likes. Again, there's 30 view, 19 likes. You guys can run it up. Again, I appreciate you guys joining in. Even if you didn't chat and you're just lurking and you're just like stalking me, you're so much appreciated. Because you're giving me views. No, but in all seriousness, I say this all the time. It might sound cringy, but if no one has told you today, you're amazing. Don't clip that. Little cringe. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, you guys are amazing for joining up and being here. Stalking, dude. Honestly, Rice Ninja, you'd be surprised, Ninja. I bet you there's at least 2 or 3 people in here that are lurking that I went to school with, and they're just not saying shit. But fucking, I put money. I can put a band on that shit. Yeah, that's what I do for New York session. I got the London previous lows. Yeah, exactly. So it you can use it on many sessions, but I just prefer it here, and I'm fine with it here. It works here. But like I was saying, you guys are amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow. We're on a win streak still. Haven't lost. I don't plan on losing. I plan on winning this entire fucking month. And that might just be me talking out my ass, but I'd rather be saying that than I'm gonna fucking lose this month, because I'm not gonna do that shit. I could have gone to high school with you, bro. You may have cartoony, but I don't remember there being a little fucking gay kid. That was a little harsh. I'm sorry. Don't ban Luca for that. YouTube community guidelines, whatever. I gotta get out of here. With that being said, Cartoony, I love you. All jokes aside, are you done now analyzing? I'll go. Yeah, I'm about to hop off. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. Are you allowing that, Cartoony? Sorry, Cartoony. Nah, Cartoony knows it's all love. He's about to DM me, probably talk a little shit, but it's all love. At the end of the day, Cartoony knows I'm kidding. You guys are awesome. At the end of the day, we won. Another winning day. Let's come back tomorrow. Win again. Why not stay on? Dude, fuck that. I can't talk apparently. I gotta go do a little bit of work. Gotta go post a weekly outlook. I was in Beverly Hills almost all day, so I gotta get some stuff done. But like I said, you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow.